Hello and welcome to the Lewis Daylily Garden. Today is August the 14th, Friday. It's probably around 9 o'clock. And I got some late season dahlias to show you. Starting out with this one, the huge blooms of Judy Davison's Yada Yada Yellow. This blooms probably 8 to 9 inches in size. Always a pleasure to see in the late season. Nice and tall. Let's come around here. One of my favorite reds, used for many years, Bill Fall from Van Cellars. I've always loved that red. And over here, this tall yellow is From Here to Eternity from Kurt Hansen. Always enjoyed these tall scapes. And of course, a seedling of mine, which I hope to introduce out of Sips of Sin and Bellagio. And over here, Teresa Maris's Fabio, which looks really beautiful. Nice cream colored daylily. All right, let's come over to the main line. God, it's gonna be hot today. I can feel it already. Here's Pitbull with Lipstick from Elaine Seifert. I gotta get some pollen on that. Wacky Wednesday, of course, from Elaine Seifert. This one's got some nice striping. This is our lovely geranium. It's growing to beat the band. I just put some things here to try to prevent the deer from jumping over the fence, which they did earlier this season. It's a 6-foot fence, you know. You'd think they could give me a rest, but they were attacking from all angles. Here's Kurt Hansen's Everybody Wants Some. Beautiful daylily, big chunky edge, never gets hung up. You need that in your garden. Some seedlings. So I love this purple seedling, which is out of my brother's namesake daylily, Justin Tor. But I wish this didn't happen, which it seems to, a little bit. And here's another seedling. This one's out of Helicoprion, a Dan Hansen daylily. I want to show you this red. Speaking of daylilies out of Bill Fall, this one's called Jack McGarry. This is out of Crimson Sheen, I think, and Bill Fall. Pretty color. All right. Speaking of pretty color, got a couple here. Song of the Sea is on its last couple of blooms. Still looking wonderful throughout. I really enjoy that daylily. And here's Kurt Hansen's The Dream Society, which is always in bloom in the late season. And here's Kurt Hansen's Jack Kerouac, which you can see has a ton of blooms open today. This is easy to set pods on, and it's a pretty good parent. It bloomed this introduction, Alan Watts, another late season daylily from Kurt Hansen. But the latest, the daylily that will be in bloom in September, is Mango Crush, right here. This is its second bloom. It's August 14th. And you can see from the scape, it's got a ways to go. That's a joy to grow. Just got it last fall. When I walked into Kurt's garden in September and I saw it in bloom, I was like, where do I sign up for this one? All right, let's come over here. Loving this gold seedling. Just stealing the show. It's out of Wowie, Cherokee, and Fun in Acapulco. Wow. Loving that. All right. The last bloom of Folklore from Mary Gaskins. And speaking of Wowie, Cherokee, here we have this carpenter bee that's having fun with it. This is a really pretty yellow. Lots of fun to hybridize with. He really wants to get in there, so I'm gonna let him. Let's go back over to the main row. Explosion in the paint factory. Still doing its thing. Lovely striping. And right next to it, this is Penthouse Playgirl from Kurt Hansen. You can see both of these have really tall scapes. But the best daylily in the garden today has to be Enigma Code. Look at all these blooms. That's awesome. It comes into bloom when I don't have much pattern pollen. So whenever I get a rebloom from something else, I'll put it on this. It sets pods really easily. Here's Desire of Nations. Still blooming. All right, let's see here. I'm gonna come back out. This is gonna be a quickie video, I think, today. There's a good look at Penthouse Playgirl and Explosion in the paint factory. Get a load of this red down here. This is David Kirchhoff's Mr. Harold. Isn't that pretty? I gotta get some pollen on that. And speaking of last blooms, coming up in the last bloom of Star-Lord. This is Ghostbuster from Larry Grace. This is a good pattern parent. And maybe I'll close out the video on another clump that's looking really good today. Justin Tor. The future Justin Tor. All right, thanks for checking in. Hope you enjoyed it.